Good morning, Ubi Tennis followers. I'm here with Borna Coric, and I will go to introduce him very briefly in a minute, and then Vanni Gibertini, my vice editor in Ubi Tennis. And about Borna, first of all, thanks for being our guest. Very nice of you to accept it. And I may just resume that you are 23 years old. You are number 33 right now, but you are number 12. And if somebody doesn't understand why, I may say immediately that you had so many injuries in the last year, hamstring, abdominal, back, before you had wrist. So you went through a lot of problems, but you were also able to beat twice both Nadal and Federer, while the only one you didn't beat was Djokovic yet. You still have time, and and also that you won two tournaments, one Halle and the other one Marrakesh, and you played 4 finals.
Yes.
Everyone should know you, but I better just say this to all our listeners. First of all, Borna, how are you? How have you been during the COVID-19? How difficult it was? Were you able to practice? Tell us something about these last 3 months.
Yeah. Well, basically, as soon as pandemic started, I went to Split, and I rented one house over there, a little bit in the woods, far away from pretty much everything. And I set up my own gym there. So I was working very hard physically for the 5 weeks. I actually took a break of 10 days when I came back from Indian Wells, and then I went there. And I was actually really enjoying my time there, because if I stayed here in Zagreb, it will be quite boring, because everything was all closed, and there was really honestly nothing to do. So I decided that I'm going to train. I'm going to work on some things which I didn't have the chance to work on in the last few years. So and to work also on some small injuries which has been bothering me for the last few years. So yeah, I had 5 really great weeks over there. Didn't play much tennis though. I played maybe a couple of times tennis. After that, I took a week off, and then I started to do the mini camp of the tennis, which I went to the city of Zadar, which is 2 hours from Zagreb. And I went there, and I was practicing there for, I think, 2.5 weeks. I went to Osijek for exhibition. Been there 5 days, and just came back yesterday.
Okay, and so you feel fit? Do you feel yourself in good shape enough? I mean, could you be able to play a real tournament already tomorrow, or you would need some time to adjust?
Yeah, I think honestly, body-wise, I'm very fit. Tennis-wise, as I didn't play for probably 6 or 7 weeks. I mean, I was training, but maybe twice a week, sometimes once a week. So I didn't do much of the tennis. So I still feel like I need some more tennis into that. I mean, I could be able to play the tournament for sure, but I just don't know how well. But definitely, before the tournament starts, I would like to have another good 3 or 4 weeks of the training. So just to be, on 100% for the tournament.
Vanni, you want to ask something yourself, Vanni?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, do you guys keep in touch with each other in terms of players in this period that we don't know what's going to happen, we don't know what decisions are being made. Do you guys talk to each other and discuss about the situation, or you tend to all think about your own stuff?
Well, we do, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I spoke to the couple of the guys, and we always share our opinions and just what we heard from the outside, about the news, about now just knew what we got about US Open, that maybe we're gonna connect Cincinnati and the US Open in the same venue, and to be in the same hotel with a very strict rules. We talked about that. There was obviously different opinions, but yeah, it's just good to know. It's good to know what other players think, and yeah, how they feel about it as well.
How do
Listen,
you feel about?
now having you to meet Djokovic and in this Adria Cup, which is just starting, uh, well, you will have first news. I mean, because I think that now while we are doing this meeting is Wednesday morning, but in Wednesday afternoon there should be a meeting of the ATP board and then maybe some decision will be taken. What do you expect, apart from the fact that today we had the bad news in terms of public interest that Roger Federer announced that he is not going to play anymore in
Yeah.
2020, so he will be back only on 2021. What do you expect, and what do you think Djokovic will tell you? What do you expect that will happen these next days?
Honestly, I'm not sure what to expect, and to be honest, I'm not really thinking too much about it, because I know that I cannot do anything about it. It's gonna be how it's gonna be. Obviously, it's about the governments, about the cities where we're gonna go, about the tournaments, and there is so much things that I'm trying not, honestly, not to worry about it, because I just feel that will be my waste of time if I think about it too much. So I honestly don't think about it too much. Obviously, I'm up to play the tennis. I would love to start the season. Obviously, with these rules, it will be very tough, and I don't have a 100% my opinion yet. I didn't really give it a very good thought about it. Do I think it's the clever thing to go to the US Open and to play under those conditions, or not to play tennis at all? At the same time, I know, I heard some opinions, and I know that it's obviously nothing in the world right now. It's going to be perfect. So I think, to take the chance to play some tournaments, that would be great, even without the fans. I know that's absolutely terrible, and I'm the first one who would really hate to play without the fans, because they help me so much, and I love them. And at the end of the day, that's why also we play the sport. But at the same time, if we have the chance to play a couple of tournaments, I think we need to take the chance.
Can I just ask you if you think that Federer in 2021 could repeat Federer 2017, or it's since he will be 40 years old, almost it will be almost impossible?
Well, look, I think we've been asking ourselves these questions for the last 10 years. Honestly, I heard it so many times. Is this the last year of the Roger Federer, and then he comes back and he wins another slam, or he wins another thing? So I cannot say. Obviously, it's not going to be easy for him, I think. But at the same time, he's one of the greatest in the history of the tennis. And if somebody can do it, and somebody can can manage to pull that off, that's him. So like I said, we said many times, he cannot do anymore, he's too old, or that, and then he came back and then he won another slam. So until he says I stop playing tennis, I'm not going to put any more doubts on him.
Vanni?
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to understand, what kind of interaction have you had with your team during this period? Did you work entirely by yourself, or you were able to see in person at least somebody of your team, your coach, or anybody else you work with?
My coach Martin Stepanek, yeah. My coach Martin Stepanek, he came to Zadar actually when I was practicing there. So that was the first time I saw him after Indian Wells. And that was great. We had really nice 2.5 weeks. My physio was with me actually pretty much almost all the time. He was with me in Split, and my fitness coach was also with me in Split. He's here from Zagreb, so it was very, very close to go to Split, and that made sense because again, nothing in Zagreb worked, and we were not able to work. So yeah, I saw them. Yeah.
Listen, you have changed quite a few coaches in your career, no? What each of them has brought to your, I mean, because I remember Croatian, I remember Veic, I remember Piatti, of course. I remember, well, now you have, then you had Veic, now you have this other one. Why do you change so many? I mean, if there is a reason, or you never, you look for perfection and you're never satisfied, or what?
Yeah.
You're a difficult
No,
person?
I mean, yeah, I think there is many things, you know. Obviously, I'm also aware that I changed maybe too many coaches in the last 4 years, let's say so. The thing is, I really think with some of them, it had nothing to do with me. It was not me who said, you know, I'm not happy with this, or I'm not playing well. It was just some other things. I don't want to put the names out there because I didn't do it back then, and I'm not going to do it now as well. From this point of view, I'm actually a bit sad because I realized that maybe that was a small mistake because I didn't go to the I didn't go to the public with the whole truth, you know, because you know, it was not my mistake, honestly. With some of them it was, with some of them I was not happy, honestly, and I just thought we need to work better, or I didn't agree with their, you know, seeing of how I need to play, and with their maybe vision of my tennis. Some of them couldn't work anymore. They had some family obligations. So there was a couple of things. Definitely, I'm not the easiest person in the world. Also, that for sure. I'm very well and aware of that, and I know that. I try to be as easy as I can. I try to look for the perfection always, and you know. But I think many of us players are like that. And again, some of them definitely were my calls, and I said, you know, we are not on the same page. We don't have the same vision, but some of them just couldn't work anymore. And yeah, that's it.
Do you think, well, of course, in Italy, we were more concerned about your relation with Piatti. I was in Bordighera a few years, 2 years ago, interviewing you, and you seemed to be very happy. Then, of course, I saw him that he was quite distracted, to be honest, by other people. I mean, there was Sinner, there was Sharapova, and of course, he wasn't dedicated 100% of his time to you, like probably you wanted. So, and I thought it was fair of you to in a way, to ask for more attention. I mean, I don't know if that was the main reason, but I read that you were also saying that there were also other reasons. So I don't know what they were, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, definitely that was one of the main reasons, you know, for sure. There was also some other reasons which I don't really want to get into it, because again, I didn't go into that also before, and I don't think there is any reason, you know, to say that as well. We are still very, very close friends. Obviously, he helped me a lot in my career. You know, with him, I came from number 15 in the world to the number 12. And yeah, you know, I just wanna stay on that. Obviously, he helped me a lot. He changed my game as well, and his whole team. And you know, it was a very nice time for me to be in Bordighera. Sometimes it was a bit boring, to be honest, but I think that's what I needed at that moment. You know, because I was always in Zagreb, and maybe in Zagreb, you know, I have you know, just too many things to do here, and I cannot focus on the training. So I think that's what I needed back then. Obviously now it's you know, maybe different time.
You must have seen Sinner, and everyone seems to be very interested about his prospect, about his perspective. What can he become? Do you see him really as a great prospect, or what are your thoughts about him?
Absolutely. I mean, I saw him pretty much not from the beginning, but I saw him because I was also practicing there with him in 2018 and 2019. And honestly, the improvement which he did in 2 years, because the first time I saw him, I honestly thought he's quite average. I was not, hugely surprised by him. But then the last time when we played, that was I think 2019, I think April. I was like, wow, he's playing really, really big game. He has a huge game. And then I didn't see him for quite a while, and I saw him playing. I think after US Open, some tournaments when he had the wild card. Or in Umag. I'm not sure. I forgot now, but then I was like, wow, the guy improved for 100%. So again, they did a great job of making the player. He has a huge game, huge potential. I think very, very, very big shots, which I think for the nowadays tennis, it's the most important thing that you have some weapons, and definitely he does have weapons. And if he stays healthy, stays normal in a way, I think he has a very big career ahead of him.
Still, Borna, you were the youngest player in the top 100 in 2014, the youngest player in 2015 in the top 50. So that means that, well, then you never know what's going to happen in the following years, because, you may have, as you had, physical problems, you may have, difficult times to adjust to the top level, even if you were able to reach number 12. So there is no guarantee. If you have a player like Sinner, who is number 72 or so in the world, doesn't mean that he will become top 10, as many people in Italy think.
Absolutely. I think I'm the great example of, being there not at the top, but being, the youngest in the top 100, the youngest in the top 50, and then I stayed in the top 50. I didn't move from. I was in between 35 and 50 for like 3 years almost. So I think I'm the great example of a kid who didn't improve his game in those 3 years. I stayed pretty much on the same spots. I was not improving my game. I was not training. I mean, I was training, but it was not the training which I needed to do, and maybe my focus was lacking as well a little bit, and I just didn't improve. So from that point of view, I think it's obviously I was very happy to be that and to have that results so young, but at the same time, I think that kind of distracted my goal, and I just became too I don't know the right word, but maybe too relaxed. Sorry.
Optimistic, maybe, about yourself?
Optimistic, too relaxed, and I just thought it's gonna go like that, but nothing goes like that. So I think with Sinner is maybe different, because I think he has a great team around him, and the people who has been through, the young guys and making them the top players, and they know what he needs to do. That he needs to stay on the ground. He needs to, keep working hard, keep training, keep also to improve something, because still he has quite a few things which he can improve. So again, I think with the right team, with the right attitude, he can be for sure top 10 very, very soon.
Vanni?
I just wanted to ask about team competitions and about representing Croatia. You've played some great matches in Davis Cup. I just wonder where is the Davis Cup and representing Croatia in the ranking of your priorities, and also since this year we won't be able to compete at the Olympics and it's going to be next year. I just wanted to ask, how do you prepare specifically for the Olympics, or it's just another tournament during the year for you?
No, I don't. Somebody asked me that question actually a couple of days ago, and it was the same answer. I mean, I think for the tennis guy, especially for my age, we cannot prepare for one tournament. We have 25 tournaments in a year, maybe even more. And you know, basically, when the tour was cancelled in the 1st of the March or something like that, we still had until the Olympics. We had 2 Grand Slams, 5 master tournaments. So you know, very, very, very big tournaments, which needs to be the priority right now. So there was no specific preparations for the Olympics. Probably I wouldn't play the week before the Olympics for sure, and that would be my preparations for the Olympics. But I think, you know, it's not the same as the guys who are running on the 100 meters or the swimmers, or you know, those kind of sports where where they don't have so many tournaments, and the Olympics are, you know, the biggest goal for me. It's also the biggest goal, and I love to play Olympics. And I was once in Rio, and it was a very nice experience. But again, at the same time, I think we had so many things before that we cannot just focus on the Olympics a couple of months before, like some other sportsmen.
Listen, I was in Zagreb when the final of the Davis Cup, which you couldn't play, and it was for sure a big disappointment for you because you had been fundamental before to reach the final, but you were also injured. So, and they called the Skuger at the last minute, more or less, and probably you regret that that has happened. I mean, then you were there when Croatia won in France in Lille. Huh? So you beat Chardy. Well, I mean, has that been a very bad, sad moment for you? I mean, because to see Del Bonis winning the decisive point, you must have thought, I could have won it. Did you?
Yeah, I mean, look, obviously, you know, that was for sure one of the toughest moments in my whole career. I was not happy about many things about that certain Davis Cup. You know, I thought that I deserved to be in the team, and not to play, but to be in the team, because I was not in the team at all. And at the same time, you know, maybe I could have played. Obviously, my knee was not very good, but you know, I could have taken that risk and play, because I was already playing tennis. It's not that I was in a wheelchair. I was playing tennis. I was practicing. It was just not safe for me to play. So there was many things which I was not happy about it. So for sure, that was the toughest moments, one of the toughest moments of my whole career.
And what is what has been the happiest moment?
For sure, winning Davis Cup finals. You know, I think I remember watching when we won Davis Cup in I don't remember the year. I think it was 2004 or 5. I'm not sure. And you know, I was saying to my father, "Oh, I wish that, you know, I'm going to be in a team one day, and not to win. That I just play one match or something, you know." And then when that situation came to play the Davis Cup final in France, in front of 30,000 people, you know, one of the best moments in my life for sure, and the best memories I have from the Davis Cup, honestly, from Davis Cup in Zadar, from Davis Cup in France. So again, I think the happiest moments of my career is winning Davis Cup. Yeah.
Even more than beating Roger Federer twice.
I would say so, yeah, because you know, again, when I played against Roger, I was playing for myself. So it's a bit different feeling. You know, this I'm playing for the whole country, and I know that the whole country is behind me, and they are supporting me, and in a way I'm representing them. So it's much bigger pressure when I'm playing against Roger. I'm playing for myself, which is also great, and it was unbelievable achievement. I was super happy, and again, for sure, top 3 on my happiest moments of my life. But
the other one is to beat Nadal in the top 3,
yeah,
or which one is
Basel.
the third?
yeah, in Basel. I mean, there was a few moments which, you know, it wouldn't be very, very thankful of me to say, you know, this was the number 1, this was number 2, this was number 3, 4, 5, because they are all pretty similar. I would put on number 1 winning Davis Cup again, because it's for the nation. It's not for myself.
Vanni?
I read that your favorite day of the week used to be Monday, because when you were playing championships while younger, then you could skip a day of school if the final was on Monday. Is it still the same?
No,
Oh,
no, not anymore.
sorry.
Now,
May I interrupt, because I want to add something. Apparently, one of the next slams could be the final, could be played on Monday. They say in Roland Garros, maybe they play on Monday. So, or even
yeah,
Rome, they may play either Monday or Tuesday. So, I mean, that could be a good omen.
yeah, true, true. From that perspective, yes, absolutely. From the Mondays perspective, no, not anymore. Honestly, Mondays are usually very tough for me, so I don't enjoy it as much as before. Before I would play a match, the competition match in the morning, and then I would be able to skip the school. So yeah, I was super happy about it. Nowadays, it's just pretty much training, some obligations, because Sunday is usually off, and then all the traveling if I play the final, so not anymore. But I don't have the favorite day of the week, honestly, because I don't have any routines, so for me it doesn't, sometimes I practice Saturday, Sunday, Monday, then I take on the Tuesday off, because that's how the schedule should look, because I play on a Friday. So it's not, I don't have any routines that I can say, this is my favorite day because I do that and that, you know what I mean?
Well, still last month, the first Monday of the second week in Slam is pretty important. They played the last 16 in Wimbledon
Absolutely.
and some other tournaments. So you better keep that Monday safe.
I agree. I agree. From that perspective, yes. From that perspective, yes.
Listen, I wonder, I must praise Novak Djokovic to do what he's doing for the former, let's say, Yugoslavia, not just for Serbia, because with this Adria Cup, with other many other initiatives, and you are going to be part also of this Adria Cup, no? As you mentioned.
Yeah.
Well, if I don't want, it's not a political question, but before, years ago, when there was still the war in the Balkans, it seemed like, Serbians and Croatian and all the other, they couldn't really, of course, be friends. But in the tennis world, it seems completely different story. Is it correct what I say? I mean, between all the Croatian players and also Serbians, I see that there is some, can I call it friendship? I mean, you go out maybe together, have dinner together.
Absolutely. One of my best friends on the tour are actually from Serbia. I speak to the Filip Krajinovic once a week. I'm gonna go to the Belgrade actually also in 15th of July to spend a week there as well. So absolutely, I'm aware of the past, and there is some people who still think about it and cannot forget about it. Um, Again, me, I'm very good friends with all the Serbian guys, honestly, and they're very nice guys. I hope they can say same. They can say same about myself, and yeah, that's it.
Well, it's a beautiful message that sport gives around the world, I would say.
Absolutely,
You agree?
absolutely, yeah.
Vanni?
You won 2 tournaments in your career, one on clay and one on grass. I mean, you obviously didn't grow up playing much on grass, because probably you don't have many grass courts in Croatia.
Zero.
Some people say that surfaces are becoming more and more alike, that there isn't really a big difference between playing on one surface or another. What is your opinion?
Look, I cannot say to you I agree completely, because I haven't played on the grass. I played on the grass for the last 5 years of my tennis career. So I haven't played maybe 20 years ago, like the Goran Ivanišević and some other guys. And now they're playing on this grass, and they say it's much slower, and I believe it is. Then it's slower. But to say my opinion about it, it would be a bit unfair because I don't have any knowledge how it was before 10 or 15 or maybe 20 years ago. So I cannot tell you the right answer on that. I think definitely also the hardcourts are a bit slower. The balls are getting a bit slower, I think, with the conditions as well. So everything I think is getting a bit slower than before. And also what I can see on the YouTube when I watch the old matches as well. But again, it will be very ungrateful maybe for me to say, yeah, it's much different because I never played on those surfaces.
But how long does it take? How long does it take for you to switch from one surface to another?
Look, I mean, from hardcourt to clay court, it's not a problem for me at all. For me that's very easy. From clay to hard, tougher. I do need 1 or 2 weeks of the trainings, to get my timing right and to feel good again. And then the grass, I don't know what to say to you because there's times when I feel great on the grass. There's times when I feel absolutely terrible on grass. So I think that my variation on the grass is very huge, and I cannot tell you the right answer.
Listen, if you go out, if you have to decide who to go out with at dinner, between Ljubicic, who is your manager, but he may talks about business, you never know. Cilic, who is maybe, I don't know if a rival or not. Ivanisevic, who was a bit of your coach. Or Dino Marsan, who has been the very nice agent to put us together in this meeting. Who would you pick? If it's not a Valentine's Day, because in Valentine's Day, I guess
maybe someone else.
With a girl. And I don't know if she's still called Valentina. I remember there was one called Valentina, but maybe it's
wow, you did your homework, man. Wow, congratulations. That's good. That's good. Big respect for that. Big respect for that. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think it's a very tough question. Obviously, with all 4 of them, I have.
Well, try to use some sense of humor. Don't be too diplomatic, because if you're diplomatic,
I'm gonna be very diplomatic because this question is very.
I'm not asking about Valentina. I'm not asking about Valentina.
I know. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you all 4 because with all 4 I went for a dinner. And with all 4, I enjoyed on a dinner, honestly, and that's the truth. With Marin, obviously, we are very good friends, but again, our maybe difference in the age is a bit different. It's maybe a little bit bigger. So we were actually now on 2 parties in Osijek, and it was very, very cool. But again, with him, I usually talk more tennis, more what's happening on the tennis and those kind of stuff, With Dino Marcan, again, I was on a couple of big parties with him. We have a couple of drinks. We talk about everything, and I enjoy very much his company. Goran Ivanišević, you know the answer, obviously. There is not much to say. Very fun guy. Talking about tennis, but not primarily about the tennis. It's mostly about some other things. So it's super fun. With Ivan, probably the guy I went with him the most time on the dinner. Sometimes it's dinner for the business to talk about some ideas and stuff. And the other one is just for fun because also we have a very close relationship outside of our business relationship. So I know it's very diplomatic answer and maybe you're not happy with it, but that's the truth.
I may tell you only that when I was asked who were the players who were giving the funniest press conferences, the more entertaining to listen to, I said, number 1, Goran Ivanisevic. Number 2, Goran Ivanisevic. Number 3, Goran Ivanisevic. Then number 4, maybe Andy Roddick, Marat Safin. So I wish, because we love seeing tennis players play, but it's also interesting and entertaining to have some communication with the nice guys who are able to make fun and have sense of humor. So that is very difficult to do it when you are young, when you are still 23 years old. But I hope that with you progressing on your weaker shot, which I don't know, it maybe is the compared to the backhand, it could be the forehand, but I mean, could be, yeah. But well, I hope you improve also in terms of being funny, because I mean, you are always smiling. You're a nice guy. I like to see you. But it's fun also when, you know, we have 20 press conferences in the same day. You have to run and follow one. I go where I have fun. I don't go where it's boring.
Where it's boring. That's fair enough. Fair enough. I would do the same thing, honestly. So I respect it. I respect it.
Okay. Vanni, do you have a question? Quick.
Sorry?
Do you have a question for?
Oh, a question. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I was busy writing. What's the tournament that you would like to win the most, and beating which player in the final?
Don't be diplomatic.
No, this is not diplomatic. Wimbledon.
Okay.
Beating Roger in the final. You know, I think it doesn't get any.
You're gonna have to run up, because you may not have too many years left.
Maybe, yeah, I know. Maybe, you know, hopefully, maybe next year. Hopefully next year.
Okay.
You know, next year it can happen. I'll be very happy about it. But yeah, I think Wimbledon. Even if I know I have the lowest chances of, you know, winning Wimbledon, I think there is a bigger chance for me to win the other three than the Wimbledon, because on the grass I'm not on the best, I think. But that's my wish, and you know, I'm gonna keep wishing, keep dreaming.
Listen, a prediction. You think it's easier that we will play tennis in 2020 or not? And do you think it's easier that we will play in Europe, maybe Madrid, Rome, and Roland Garros, instead of New York and the American circuit?
Yeah. Look, honestly, I heard many options and many opinions. The US Open is not together, Europe in August, Europe in this and that. And honestly, you know, I just realized that I want to use this time for myself, to enjoy, to go out with my friends, to do the things which I've never been able to do. And honestly, I barely read any emails, you know, regarding the tour, because I know I'm gonna hear it from someone else in the next 1 hour, and I just, you know, didn't create any opinion about what could happen, because it just bothers my mind, and I don't see the point of doing that, because it's gonna be what's gonna be. And again, I see this time as a great opportunity for me, at least, and I think for the many other players, as the time when we can really enjoy ourselves, you know, and to relax a bit, go to the sea. I was never in the Croatia during the summer, you know, which is super sad, because it's super nice, it's super fun to go out, amazing girls, amazing parties, and I'm never there. So, you know, I'm gonna.
Finally, you mentioned you're getting closer to Ivanisevic. You are in the right path. Oh, that's good.
In the right direction. In the right direction.
The good direction, yes. And do you wear mask in Croatia, or nobody is wearing mask anymore?
I'm not sure, honestly. I don't wear it, but I'm not sure. I don't think you are obligated to do it. As far as I know, no. I hope I'm correct. I'm not sure.
When you go on the beach, is still a lot of people, or very separated people? There is distance.
No. Now there is not many people on the beach, because it's still a bit cold, and the weather is very bad for this time of the year, honestly. So I think today is the 10th of June almost. So I think in the next 15 days we're gonna see more and more people coming to the beaches, and being more crowded, and even more places being open, and the sea getting a bit warmer, because the season usually starts maybe in 7 days. We start with our seasons in the Croatia, you know.
What is your favorite beach in Croatia?
favorite beach in
Where
Zadar.
where would you advise someone to go? Zadar?
Okay, so this is two different things. If I love Zadar because partly it's my hometown, and just in front of my house in Zadar I have a very nice beach, but very calm beach, very easy going. You know, if you want to get a very nice tan and enjoy the peace, then
Beautiful,
go there.
beautiful girls.
No,
Oh,
not so much. On that beach is
oh
more
yeah,
calmly.
yeah. Are you be careful? I mean,
No, no,
some friends
it's
of
more
yours will
calmly.
be
You know,
offended.
no, no, it's more calmly. You know, it's maybe a little bit older people. You know, so
Okay.
if you come there, then it will be maybe great for you. For me, no. I'm joking.
Oh, how do you dare?
I'm joking. I'm joking. Sorry, my friend. Anyway, it's a bit, you know, more relaxing beach. And
Okay.
then if you go to Split,
Yeah.
if you go to Hvar, if you go to Bol, I think as well, to Dubrovnik, I think then on some beaches there, you know, it's very big parties, many people, good-looking girls,
Okay.
younger,
Good.
those kind of.
Good. Good. Okay. Well, then I will send my son. Huh? I will
Yes,
send my.
exactly,
Well,
exactly,
he
exactly.
was not far from there. He went to Montenegro and he said it was
I heard it's
fantastic.
very nice.
It
I've
was
never been, but I heard it's super nice.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, so listen, I think we got enough of your time, and we have to thank you
You're
a
angry
lot.
now on me because I said this, and that's why you're breaking the interview. Or
No.
no.
Anyway, maybe I should go out to dinner just with Ljubic, who is closer to my age, and I will send my son, who is 29, with you. Okay.
Exactly.
He likes also to meet young people, of course. And
Perfect. Perfect.
anyway,
We have a deal. We have a deal.
yeah, you have a deal. Okay, listen, I want to see you again soon in a tournament, possibly with a lot of people. No, I don't like closed doors.
Me too.
And try to not stop on Monday. Go ahead until Sunday, probably the final
Oh, well.
Sunday.
Yeah.
And we wish you the best. And again, I want
Thank
to
you.
thank Dino Marsan and Ivan Ljubic, that I hope he will start talking again, because he was almost asked not to talk about Federer, since he was always, he had to be, sort of restricted. But now, I mean, we cannot wait until 2021 before listening it. Okay.
You need to call him about that. I cannot speak.
Yeah, I know. Listen, okay, say goodbye, say hello to all the people you meet in Adria Cup, which I think is a great event. I think we will be able to see it in Eurosport.
Yes.
And that's good. Also, the Italian can follow you. The Italians have a good relation with the Croatian and all your compatriots. I was, you may not know, but when I was a national college champion, I played in the USA, and my partner in doubles was a guy from Zagreb called Mladen Toncic. I don't know if you never.
Really?
Yeah, ask him.
No way.
We were playing doubles together, and we were.
Wow, I didn't know. That's great. I know him. I know him.
You know him? We were not that bad. We were the #1, the doubles team at that our modest level. But I mean, still. So
that's good.
Anyway,
good. I'll say hi to him from you.
Okay, say please.
I will.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks
Thank
to
you very much.
Thanks to Vanni Gibertini for being with us. And
thank you, guys.
See you soon. Ciao.
See you soon. Enjoy. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ciao. Okay, finished. Grazie molte. I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you if you speak Italian. I forgot. But I mean, you must.
I don't. I was trying, but I don't.
You don't.
My father speaks very, very, very fluent Italian. Me, no.
There are many Croatians who speak Italian. I mean,
yeah, especially from from the coast.
Yeah, my father was my family's father was in Zara.
Okay. Yeah. But that's Zadar.
Yeah. My family father was for a long time there. My father was second category player, and he played there for a long time. I mean, for
Okay.
a while. For a while.
Okay. Yeah. Zara is, back then it was Italy almost, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why they all speak Italian. Yeah.
Sure. Okay, grazie, and say hello.
Grazie.
Say bye to Dino. Thanks to
I
him
will.
too. Ciao.
See you guys. Ciao.
Thank you. Bye.
Good luck.